Okay, the purpose of this video is to show you how to take a flat line drawing and create different components such as the landing area and the vehicle, and getting rid of all the excess white. So when you try to match it up in a PowerPoint presentation, you can do that very easily. The tools we're going to be using today are the lasso tool, the cutout mask tool, and the clone tool. Begin by importing your image. Once you've got your image, that's going to be your background. It's going to be locked. You're going to duplicate that. The reason you're going to duplicate that is so if you need to start again, you've got it right there. We'll go to the duplicate here, and we'll call this one Clean Background. Okay, so now that we've got that, we want to go in and turn off the main background so we don't see it by mistake. Always make sure you're working on the layer you intend to work on. It should be highlighted. First thing we're going to do is we're going to clear out all of the excess white around here. So we're going to go to the cutout tool. We are going to use the magic mask. My tolerance is set at 32, no feathering, and you want it to be contiguous because you don't want to pull out stuff anywhere else. You just want it outside this area. So we've got it, we click on it, and it wipes it out. So now we have made a quick, easy step in less than 2 minutes. Now, because we've got this, and this is what we want to work from, we're going to duplicate this layer, and we're going to call this one the clean truck layer. Meaning that we're just going to have, when we get done editing everything, this layer will just show the truck. This layer will just show the background. So again, we want to turn off the layer we're not working on and highlight the one we are working on. What we're going to do on this layer is we are going to remove the truck so we just have the background. Now I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so we can see where we're working from. For this step, we are going to use the clone tool. The clone tool takes an image that's whatever is under the brush size that you have selected, and it will be used to clean up what's in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our plus sign. We're going to hold down the shift key, which shows us now where our brush is. That's our brush size. We want to make sure that we are inside the area because anything that's within that brush is going to be used. Now that we've done that, we left click, and now we move our cursor back down. Okay, so I shift, click. There we go. Now you see the black highlighted area. That's where we're pulling our image from. And then we see our brush, and we see how we clean it out. Now, at this point, you really want to zoom in so you can see where you are getting it near the line. As you can see, I'm clearing out everything that's under my brush with everything that was under the cursor. Now, a little bit trickier. We've got to clear the truck out of this gray area. And this is a patterned area, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Plus, there's not a lot of room to work from if you want to get this quickly. So again, we're going to start up here with our cursor inside the area, shift, and click. Now we're going to come over here on top of the truck. As you can see, where we're pulling from and where we're pulling to. Well, I actually touched my touch screen. That's why that went done. So I'm going to do it again. Select, shift, and I'm going to come across here a little bit. You can see it's starting to pick up some of the other stuff, so I've got to come back down and just do this much. Now I'll come back again, shift, click, and now you see I've got more room to work from, although I did get a little bit on the outside, so I got to go back and get it again. And anything that's under the the target eye will be used. So you've got to be careful a little bit when you're doing this. Now, as I've started to clear stuff out, I've got a little more room to work with. Now we're going to get down to this area here that I've got to be closer on. So I'm going to go here, reselect. As you can see, I'm just taking out. And right there, I made a mistake, so I need to go back and start that again. Got a little bit much over here. And you'll have to go back and resample where you're getting your information from several times on this because of what you're cleaning out. And so now in about 3 minutes, we have cleared out the landing area. What you're going to do now is go to File, Save, and then call this one landing at Slide 6, Clean Landing Area or Clean Background, whatever nomenclature you want to use. Okay. Now, once we've done that, the last thing we've got to do is go up and clean off the truck. So we're going to uncheck everything. There's nothing on the screen. We're going to check the truck. Now we're back in the area. Select that layer. We've got to get rid of all of this excess stuff. Normally, if we just had this color and the white, we could use the magic tool and cutout mask and get rid of it. Because we've got several different colors, we're going to have to use the lasso tool, and we're going to use the polygon. Again, I use no figure, and no feather, and I do anti-alias. What I'm going to do first is just click here, and I'm just going to do a quick rough cut of the truck. The reason being, we're going to come back after we get rid of the bulk of this, and we are going to double click and it closes out. So now what I have selected is the truck. Normally you'd think I've selected it, cut it out, delete it. No, on this one, you want to cut out everything around the truck. So you will go to Select, Invert Selection, and now you see the ants go all around the screen. Now, when you delete, we're halfway home. The truck is pretty well on its own. Some people would say that's good enough for jazz, good enough for government work. We're going to fix that. Still going to stay in the lasso and the polygon. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to start over here. I'm going to hit Control D, which deselects everything. I'm going to start my polygon. And now I'm going to start tracing around the truck body. Now I'm just going to do one whole side because it's pretty much easier to do it that way for me. And I'm already in the neighborhood. Now I've cleared this. Always want to make sure I got everything. And then when I get to my last mark, I double click. And now I hit delete. Most of the truck is clean. Now I want to come in here again, clear my template. And I'm going to come down the side of the truck. Again, we're tracing the body. We'll go ahead and go around this side, double click, delete, and now for the most part, the truck is clean. Now, if I want to come in here and fix up around the tire again, you just simply come in here, you zoom in, you use your polygon, and do one tire at a time. Oops, I double clicked too many times. And now we are on the wrong layer. Always make sure when you do that you go back to the right layer, which I hadn't. So third time's a charm. Now we've cleaned the tire. Now if I want to come back over here and clean up around this tire and delete that. Control D, clear that out. There's my truck. Well, we could go back here and clean up this tire, I guess. Once you start clearing things out, things that aren't clean, that don't have a clean edge, will stand out to you. And so you will catch yourself doing that. But now, we have finally got the finished truck. Cannot do anything about the discoloration, the lightness of the color here because of the way the item is. You would spend hours trying to go back in and redraw this. Now that we've got the truck by itself, again, we're going to go File, Save, and call that slide name, and then call it Clean Truck or whatever layer you want to give it. Keep that nomenclature the same so you know. So now, let's go back and look at what we started with. And this was the background with the outside white, truck, and the graphic that you need to have a clean background on. We have cleaned the background, removed the truck from the background, and the white from the sides. We have also cleaned the truck where it's all by itself. So then the last thing you want to do, once you've verified everything, you want to make the truck level visible and make the clean background level visible. And there are your components that you have taken apart. Now they're recomposited and look just like this one, except the white background is gone. Save this as slide whatever composite so that you know what it is, and you're done. So in less than 12 minutes, less time than it takes to drink a cup of coffee, you have gone from a difficult image that had to be deconstructed to something that has all of the different parts and components ready to go. I hope this helps.